Good evening, everybody. I hate to interrupt all the great conversation that's going on here tonight, but I would like to take this opportunity to go to the awards portion of the ISCN meeting for this year. Louder? As a matter of introduction, my name is Matthew Gardner. I work with Bernd Casimir and the rest of the ISCN team on the ISCN Secretariat. And I want to welcome you all here to this beautiful building here at the MIT Media Lab. Tonight I'm going to be presenting awards for the ISCN. This is an annual program that we've been running since the beginning. And tonight we're going to be presenting awards to 4 leading examples of leadership in sustainability initiatives from around the world. Over the past number of years, I've had the honor and the privilege to coordinate this part of the ISCN's programming, and it's really been particularly thrilling to get a front row seat to a lot of really amazing initiatives that are happening around the world. First off, I'd like to thank my colleagues who served on the ISCN jury, both past and present. As many of you probably know, if you've served on a jury process before, it can be a very time-consuming, a chaotic process. It can take a lot more time than you expect. But it's really been an honor to work with this group of people who take time out of their busy schedules each year to participate in this process. I would like to call out one person in particular, Roland Stulz, who was on the jury for the first time this past year. Roland was an ISCN Awards jury member and really more importantly, the guy who had the original idea for the International Sustainable Campus Network a number of years ago. Roland is really a wonderful, committed, energetic thought leader when it comes to campus and regional sustainability. I'd also like to acknowledge the efforts of the teams from Harvard and MIT, as well as my colleagues on the ISCN Secretariat for all the hard work that they put into making this conference happen. I do need to say that there is a Nobel Peace Prize in this for the person who managed to get Harvard and MIT to actually collaborate on something. No, I'm just kidding about that. But seriously though, I mean, when you look at the places where this conference has happened, when you look at the rich history at Annenberg Hall last night, I mean, I personally thought Harry Potter was going to pop out of the woodwork somewhere there. And then you come to a place like the MIT Media Lab, which is really kind of the hub of innovation, and it really kind of captures all of the stuff that we've been talking about here for the ISCN conference. So first, some background. As we've talked about over the course of this conference, the ISCN over the past number of years has been building a network of colleges and universities that are really dedicated to the principles of campus sustainability, as well as the integration of sustainability into the core missions of these institutions, which is educating students. And their charge is really that. It's educating the next generation of the world's leaders in business, government, and civil society. But the question is, how can we educate these students in a way, educate these students who will be the next generations, who will lead companies, governments, organizations around the world, if we don't do so in physical environments that reflect the principles of sustainability that we're trying to teach to them in the classroom? And not only that, how can we integrate the ideas of green buildings, green campuses, and community engagement into the educational experience that all of our students get as part of their education at the institutions that are represented here today? So our job at the ISCN is really to pull all of these institutions together, to share ideas from around the world about how we can better equip these future leaders to address the serious challenges that our planet, our businesses, and our societies face. So with that, I'd like to just walk through some of the examples of some of the projects that were submitted for consideration this year. And this is really the fun part of the project, and these are going to be posted on the ISCN website. So all of the entries that came in are going to be part of the body of knowledge that the ISCN has collected over the last number of years. This is a wonderful project at Australian National University for student housing. This is the Swiss Clean Tech Convention Center at EPFL. KTH submitted 2 great examples of sustainable campus initiatives. One is a building project that looked at sharing, at capturing the heat from computer facilities and reusing it on campus, as well as a portfolio of educational projects for furthering the education of the students on their campus in the area of sustainable development. This is a student center from the London School of Economics. This is a project from the University of Pretoria, a green buildings project. This is the University of Salerno in Italy. Really remarkable stuff. The University of Edinburgh has a really wonderful program to engage students, faculty, and staff in their educational and sustainability mission. This project here was one of my personal favorites. I'm a chemist by training, so anytime you have a chemical symbol on the front of it, I get excited about it. But this is a project from the University of Virginia where they performed a comprehensive nitrogen footprint of the campus, and we're incorporating that into their sustainability planning for the campus. Really neat stuff. Yale University, bringing sustainability planning down to the departmental level. Okay, so a lot of times you see sustainability planning happening at a high level across the institution. This is being pushed down to the departmental level. And lastly, Boston Architectural College, right around the corner from where we sit tonight, for a project to reclaim neighborhood assets near their campuses and turn them into examples of sustainable development. Over the past 5 years, we've received over 250 really incredible nominations from schools all over Europe, Africa, North and South Asia, Japan, South America, and North America as well. And really all of them are truly incredible examples of how to integrate the principles of sustainability, not just into the physical campus, but again, also into the educational mission of these institutions. I want to highlight one last example, and this is a really neat one from Turkey. Özyeğin University in Turkey just started their sustainability program a few years ago. And I'll tell you, if all of our institutions had started our sustainability programs with the comprehensive vision that these guys are showing on their campus here, I think our conversations would be a lot farther advanced than they are now. So I just want to really give them an honorable mention, if you will, because I think it's a remarkable example of how to get a really forward-looking sustainability program off the ground. But with that, the hard part in a process like this is to go through all of these different examples and to figure out which ones are the winners. I always feel a little funny calling some the winners because they're all truly incredible examples. But in this case, and believe me, the jury was complaining about this constantly to me, that it was a very difficult process this year because there are so many really wonderful examples of projects that if we had all the time in the world, we would honor all of them here tonight. But let's get on with this. So first I want to talk about the categories. So the categories you're all familiar with, so integration, campus, building, and students. And I'll go through each of these, and we have awards for each of these 4 categories. So first, the Integration Award. The ISCN Excellence Award for Integration recognizes projects that demonstrate how sustainable campus development and management can be used to positively impact the campus community, its research activities, and the educational mission of the institution, and effectively communicate the results of their work to stakeholders beyond their particular institution. That last point is particularly important. The award is looking for projects that are integrative, cutting across disciplines, organizational boundaries, as well as stakeholder groups. And as we all know well, this is far easier said than is actually done successfully. So this year, we're delighted to give the 2014 ISCN Excellence and Integration Award to the University of Washington. Unfortunately, they couldn't join us to be here tonight to receive their award. Even though they can't join us tonight, that really doesn't diminish what they've accomplished. From the beginning, the University of Washington has embraced an approach to sustainability that proactively brought multiple stakeholders to the table and saw sustainability as an integral part of its core educational and research mission. The university provided the organizational infrastructure that the challenge required. It set and managed key metrics to monitor the effectiveness of their efforts and brought students, staff, and faculty together for a wide range of projects across the campus to drive comprehensive sustainability improvements. Their efforts truly embody the concept of integrating efforts across disciplines, stakeholders, and organizational divides. With that, we're delighted to recognize these efforts with the 2014 ISCN Award for Integration. The next category is in Sustainable Campus. The 2014 ISCN Excellence in Campus Award seeks to recognize projects or campus-wide initiatives that represent best practices in large-scale deployment of sustainability technologies and practices. The projects we were looking for are those that show excellent achievements from the viewpoint of engaging the various stakeholders of campus sustainability. We were particularly interested in examples of the campus being effectively used as a teaching tool and living laboratory for a variety of sustainability-related teaching and research activities. And now the winner. This year, we were faced with a unique situation. Over the years, we've seen many examples of institutions who fundamentally get it. They understand what we're trying to accomplish. Organizations that have done a remarkable job of integrating the principles of sustainability into every facet of their existence. And this year, we were confronted with a circumstance where just such an institution, who won an award last year, applied in this category, and was clearly the winner in the opinion of the jury. We hesitated a bit, but then realized that it's really our job to recognize such excellence, wherever it may come from. So if we have a winner 2 years in a row, albeit in a different category, so be it. So with that, we're delighted to announce that the recipient of the 2014 ISCN Excellence Award for Campus goes to the University of Gothenburg. There are many examples where colleges and universities have developed climate strategies or action plans. What sets Gothenburg's initiative apart is the integration of their plan with the management systems, organizational structures, and behavioral change initiatives required to make these innovations truly sustainable in their own right. At the University of Gothenburg, they found that balance, and this award is intended to acknowledge that achievement. From their first recognition that this was something that needed to happen, to the engagement of a wide variety of stakeholders, to the integration of the plan with the academic mission of the institution, to bringing the local community into the planning and actions, the University of Gothenburg has shown the holistic thinking that is required of a campus that is well along on the sustainability journey. This is what we're looking for in a sustainable campus. So on the occasion of being awarded the 2014 ISCN Excellence Award for Campus, I'd like to invite and thank Eddie Omerson to accept the award on behalf of the University of Gothenburg. Congratulations. The next category is buildings. The next category is buildings. In the building category, we seek examples where an institution has deployed a holistic approach to campus building projects and shown that the campus of today can be a true leader when it comes to energy usage, environmental impacts, and overall sustainability. We're looking for projects that are not only nice designs, but integrate a wide range of sustainability-related attributes, including novel technologies, site selection, material selection, and construction processes into their project. With that, I'd like to announce the winner of the 2014 ISCN Excellence Award in Building as going to Shandong Jiaotong University for their library project. This project embodies many of the challenges faced by today's academic institutions. The research and education mission of all of our institutions present very unique challenges in terms of the physical infrastructure that we need in order to accomplish our mission. This project faced tall challenges with respect to the wide variability in the winter and summer temperatures. Their project actually started as an abandoned quarry that was filled 5 meters deep with garbage. The site needed to be restored and reclaimed before construction could even begin. And the construction included local materials, and the design incorporated many green building attributes in interesting and unique ways. From shading, natural ventilation, green roofs, manually operable windows, and even using an adjoining pond to provide chilled water. Truly a large and impressive effort in a part of the world where energy usage and green building design is becoming increasingly important. So with that, it's with great pleasure that the ISCN gives its 2014 ISCN Excellence Award in Buildings to Shandong Jiaotong University. Accepting the award on their behalf tonight is Vice President Yahu Wang of Shandong Jiaotong University. Congratulations. And now last, and certainly not least, or certainly most. In fact, this may be the most important award that I think we give. The ISCN Excellence Award for student projects is given to outstanding student projects or campaigns contributing to sustainable campuses and encouraging other students to start their own initiatives in order to make a difference. The award covers student-initiated, student-run projects that make studying, living, and working at the university more sustainable. The types of projects that we sought were unrestricted, but should represent an effort to introduce the concept of sustainability into the university's mission, the educational experience, residential life, or the local community. We're delighted to announce that this year's ISCN Excellence Award for Students Projects goes to the University of Exeter. The Students' Green Unit at the University of Exeter has a clear vision of facilitating the development of the next generation of leaders. Leaders not only understand the fields in which they receive their degrees, but students who understand how to integrate the principles of sustainability into their future work. They do this by focusing on the students as agents of change, positioning their institution as a hub of sustainable activities, and by forming a strong network of sustainability champions who lead by example and for others to follow. Ultimately, their vision is for their students to become key communicators and role models for sustainable action amongst their peers. In practice, students develop ideas for sustainability-related projects, are connected to the human and other resources needed to make their projects happen, and are mentored throughout the process in order to make their projects succeed. These are student-led initiatives that drive change, increase awareness, and promote sustainable action, developed by and led by students. We're delighted to be joined by Nori Blackaby, who's accepting the award on behalf of the Student Green Unit of the University of Exeter.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Well, this has been a great year for the ISCN and the ISCN Award Program. We're seeing the number and the quality of applicants increase every year. We had a record number of applications, and I'm sure we'll continue to see outstanding entries in the coming years, reflecting the increasing movement towards sustainable campus planning, construction, operations, and education. So at this point, I don't want to stand in the way of dinner any further, but I would like to invite my colleague, Bernd Casimir, to come up and make some remarks about the upcoming ISCN conferences. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Matt. Thanks for all the amazing award winners. Before we go into the main course, I'm very delighted that I'm able to announce the next two conference locations at the same evening. I want to make sure that we all appreciate the amount of effort, resources, financial, time-wise, brain power that all these hosts are putting in. Last year we had a wonderful conference in Singapore. Now we're having a wonderful time at MIT and Harvard. The question is, what about the next years? We had a number of people asking us whether they can host a conference. We had to make some choices and also see, how much effort people are willing and able to put in. We've got some wonderful co-hosts coming up that I'm delighted to introduce. This goes. 2015, Hong Kong. Steve. We have Steve Cannon. Thank you, words of welcome.
Thank you. My name is Steve Cannon. I'm the Executive Vice President at Hong Kong U. Just a few words. Hong Kong is one of the world's most densely populated urban centres. The story of Hong Kong's economic growth and transformation over the last 60 years as a manufacturing centre, a shipping port, logistics hub, international financial centre is the things that urban dreams are made of. It's an economic miracle. However, that growth has come at a high ecological cost. For Hong Kong, the degradation of the natural environment has the potential to affect a wide range of areas such as public health, the quality of life, property values, cost of living, infrastructure development, education, and Hong Kong's ability to attract and retain the investment and talent over the longer term. Those challenges we face are no different from the challenges that you face. Energy emissions, air pollution, water scarcity, waste management, the effects of climate change. However, Hong Kong faces them as one of the world's most densely populated urban centres, and the problems are magnified accordingly. But at Hong Kong U, the environmental challenges mirror those facing the city. We're a major player in the city, and we're seen to be both part of the problem and part of the solution. And tackling the environmental challenges that we face will require the technical and behavioural changes that we've discussed this week. However, we've much to be proud of. The efforts of Ann Kidal and Joy Kam, who are here this week, are driving much of this change. We were an early leader in the region more than 2 decades ago in establishing environmental management degree programs. We signed the Talwar Declaration and introduced 20 years ago forward-looking initiatives such as smoke-free campuses, anti-discrimination policies, improvement in access for the handicapped, and the establishment of equal opportunities. We're the first university in Hong Kong to establish an Office of Sustainability. The Centennial Campus, the campus you can see before you, is the first LEED Platinum and Hong Kong Beam Platinum certified university complex in the city. We're currently undertaking a building retrofitting project that is the first in Hong Kong to pursue LEED certification for existing buildings in operation. We're engaging our students in a whole variety of ways. Our new residential colleges, home to some 500 students, has a sustainable theme, such as encouraging our students to be at BYO utensils, sustainable seafood policies, short showers, recycling as a matter of course. We encourage inter-hall competitions, sharing of research with peers across the different disciplines, to community projects and the learning that takes place. From a slow, if not quite standing start a few years ago, we've developed programs designed to improve the environmental performance of our campus. The academic staff in all of our 10 faculties are engaged in environmental and socially sustainable related teaching and research projects, increasingly across disciplines. Many sustainability student groups are active, and we offer a wide variety of service, learning opportunities, internships, and informal educational programs than we've ever done before. The Harvard-MIT conference will be such a hard act to follow. The last 2 days have been so stimulating, so intellectually stimulating, that it was actually quite daunting I felt like handing it back to Bernd at the end of the evening. However, we would like to share with you some of the challenges that we face and the modest achievements that we've made. But most importantly, we'd wish you to come to Hong Kong in order that we might learn from you and that we might learn with you. So in 2015, June, around this time, we'd all hope that you could make the journey to Hong Kong. Many thanks, and thank you for the honor.
Thank you very much, Steve, and I hope that all of you can join us next year in Hong Kong. It's going to be a great meeting, I'm absolutely sure. We've got a little special situation in a good way that next year we'll have 2 things. We will have the main conference. I'm coming. We're going to have that in Hong Kong, as we said. We also, for the first time, are going to have a much smaller but regionally focused symposium that tries to get the discussion on the ISCN and its principles going in a region that has been underserved by the ISCN that we want to pull in more. So Marcelo from Ecuador, who unfortunately cannot be with us tonight, has invited us to, has invited a small group, is inviting a small group to come to Quito and to debate more on the vice presidential level how to develop this topic in this subcontinent. We would very much like to have some international speakers as well to join this discussion, and we'll approach some of you. But if you know you're available to come, it's probably going to be in March, late February, March next year. And if you would like to make the trip to Quito, please let me know. This is a new model we have of small regional meetings to spread the word on the ISCN. That being said, we already have 2016 hosts determined as well. And so in 2 years from now, we're actually going to be in Alto, Espoo has increased. Mary?
Dear friends, dear colleagues, first of all, I'd like to thank once more the organizers from Harvard and MIT and ISCN. Let's have applause for them. And as well, I congratulate all the award winners. And I'm looking forward to the Hong Kong and Latin America too. Then 3 more points before the dinner, and please eat while I'm talking. So the first point I want to make is that I want to start immediately with all of you, the dialogue, in developing the program together with you. And secondly, I would hope to have quite of a Nordic Scandinavian approach in that meeting, and we will figure it out with ISCN and my colleagues from the Nordic universities how to have that, even with a Russian flavor. So we'll see how we can. And then thirdly, I would invite you to enjoy not only our campus and our city in Helsinki metropolitan area, but to have a nice swim and sauna in the Baltic Sea. Yeah, that's about it. I would finish by quoting our Vice Mayor. And we as ISCN members, we should be not only the best ones in the world, but the best ones for the world. So enjoy your dinner.
So thank you very much, Steve and Mary, for this welcome. I hope that all of you are going to come to those conferences. I just realized that the Alto conference in 2 years is actually going to be the 10th ISCN conference. And so for us to approach the 10th birthday of this organization, I think it's a remarkable achievement. And it's due to all of you in this room that we got through the first decade and a very, very interesting ride that I think will continue for some time. So thank you all very much.